Damn. I forgot to bring my marshmallows.
Welcome to Second Class Cinema, the show where we watch a B-movie and immediately discuss. I'm Tom. I'm here with Brittany, Eric, and Jimmy.
Hi.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
I was banned for a long time.
Jimmy was here.
And now that I'm back, we're going to talk about Holy Mountain today.
Yeah. Tonight we watched Holy Mountain. No, we didn't.
the reason you were banned.
All right, so here's what I've got for successes.
What do you got for successes?
It's probably might be the greatest movie of the century.
Okay, can you detail reasons why?
Well, the guy turned shit into gold first.
Yes.
There was a
That is some serious
lactating leopard
alchemy.
man.
All right, well, I believe his breasts were leopards.
Yeah.
He was not a leopard himself.
Well, he was...
Yeah, no, he had leopard tits that were lactating on God knows who.
Failures, I've got none.
Okay.
It's pretty much perfect.
Now, what's your favorite part?
My favorite part, I think, is when they made potato men out of his likeness.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, see, well, you weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
This is why you would have loved this.
Can only
Because you
imagine
went
why I stopped paying attention to that movie.
Went completely comatose, as you should have.
And so what's your rating on Holy Mountain?
11.
No, that's not how the rating
that's
system works.
11?
Yeah.
The fuck does that mean? Well, I don't understand what 11
It's
means.
11 out of 100. Okay, got it.
Okay, great. Well, I guess that's it. That's our Holy Mountain.
All
review.
right, well, now it's time for picks of the week.
No, we're not going there
My
yet.
pick of the week
No, we're
is
not.
Holy Mountain.
All right, so we actually watched a movie called One Man Force from 1989.
Whose pick was this?
It was my pick.
Oh.
It was my pick, and I'm getting heads shaken at me. Why?
What? No, I'm... yeah.
Yeah, no, we got ones going sideways. We got ones going vertical.
And then we got another one talking about Holy Mountain.
But yeah, I picked it because
it had the music of David Michael Frank, of course.
Of course. Well, I mean, that is one great part to this movie.
You know, I actually looked up some information on him. He was nominated for 4 Emmys.
Oh, congratulations. Wow.
Do you know for what projects, out of curiosity?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Well,
I also read that he did some Seagal stuff.
that
Hey.
totally makes sense.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
I thought this had a familiar vibe.
Yes, very good. And I picked this movie because I got it at the Raynham Flea Market, and this is a Platinum Disc Corporation one, so it's got like the cool plastic case. It kind of looks like a CD case.
Yeah.
but it's big enough for a DVD. And it says One Man Force, and it says this on the cover as well: Jake Swan, narcotics detective, 6'8", 280 pounds, 21-inch biceps, 55-inch chest. No one enforces the law like he does.
And you have to read it in Tom's voice, otherwise you don't get the full effect.
And I just thought that, given somebody's specs like that, was pretty good reason to watch the movie.
That is really try hard,
What?
giving us all his man specs.
I got to know how big those biceps are.
Those lemon meringues he's throwing up.
So what was this movie about, Tom?
All right. Well, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to give the high level, very high. Eric, if you wanted to get into more detail about it, you're really good at that.
You're on your own.
Okay.
I was lost on this one, too.
Well,
Too many bad guys.
Well-
we'll get there.
So it starts
Too
with
many cooks.
yeah. There's too many cooks.
Way too many cooks.
Okay, so John Matuszak, a former NFL player, plays a cop, and his partner dies, and so he goes on like a vengeance tear and starts to like climb the ladder of bad guys to try and kill them
First
all.
of all, he gets fired from the force and goes off on his own.
Okay, well,
Does he?
Yeah. He becomes
fooled
remember
me.
he becomes a private investigator.
okay,
He's fully licensed.
Yes.
He says, I'm fully licensed.
okay, yes. So those pesky little details that I was talking about. He's going to keep it pretty high level, but yeah. So he goes to seek out revenge on all the baddies, just kind of like by himself,
Yeah.
and that's pretty much it.
Pretty much it. Yeah, he's trying to, like, figure out who's dealing drugs and who kidnapped some nightclub singer.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's very convoluted.
Yeah.
I feel like all the details of his revenge tear were secondary to like just the action that was happening on the screen.
To him tearing.
the vengeance tear. Okay, good, because I was having a great time watching him tear through everyone with his vengeance. But before we move on, I would like to ask ourselves one question. So this isn't the first time we've watched a movie with a football player lead.
Nope.
No. Eric, you have a list of
This
of the
may
movies?
not be a complete list, but we have watched Destroyer featuring Lyle Alzado.
Yes.
We've watched Through the Hard Way featuring a number of football players, and Robo War featuring Red Brown, who I believe was a college football player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
I think that's probably my favorite one.
That was my next question.
yeah.
Which one do we like the most?
I think Robo War is probably my favorite.
You liked Robo War?
I think I'd have to go Robo War, yeah. Through the Hard Way I enjoyed quite a bit, but Robo War
That's
is so
probably my
enjoyable.
runner-up.
Yeah, I don't know. Robo War was pretty excellent, but I gotta say, I think this one's like second, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Jimmy, have you seen any of those other movies?
No.
Or just like do you have any movies in mind that featured a football player?
Yeah.
I think Holy Mountain had a football player
no
somewhere
way.
in the background.
Who was the football player in Holy Mountain?
I think he was a background character.
Was he?
Oh, yeah? Who played him?
Yeah. Who was the player?
Was it O.J. Simpson? He was in movies
Yes.
around that time.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, so O.J. Simpson was in Holy Mountain as an extra. Didn't
Right.
know that.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Juice.
Okay, you clowns, cut the crap.
Oh, you forgot to mention that this guy also played Sloth.
Oh,
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. We looked it up. This guy is also the same guy who played Sloth in Goonies.
What?
Yeah.
He's also dead.
He also died not too long after making this movie, which
He
is
was
pretty sad.
I thought he was a pretty terrible actor in this.
I thought he was, but I thought he was fun. I
Yeah.
thought he was having a good time.
He wasn't good, but he was appropriate, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll come to a conclusion on how I feel about him by the end of the episode, I'm sure.
Yeah, we'll talk our way through it. And, I mean, where would we like to begin for now? Do we want to start with successes or favorite parts?
I got a couple successes.
I wrote very few notes for this movie.
I'd say start with success.
All right,
I got some good ones.
Okay, great. All right, Eric, kick it off.
It has Charles Napier and Ronnie Cox of Rambo 2 and RoboCop respective fame being scumbags in the same room at the same time. And that's not something I would have expected to see in an 80s action movie, and I'm surprised it didn't happen in something of larger caliber. But it's great to see these two guys kind of doing their respective thing and getting a little more screen time than they got in their most famous roles. So it was kind of cool to see that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That ties directly into one of my two successes, which is that
Which
the
is?
supporting actors in this movie are fantastic.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. I didn't think he was that bad. But, I mean, I get it. Get it. Well, Jimmy, what about you? You said you had some good ones.
I was pretty impressed with some of the stunt work that was done, I'm going to say.
Yes.
The stunt work, the explosions, a lot of the car stuff. I was pretty happy about that.
I will say we were gifted a man on fire,
We were.
In fact, we got a man on fire as the final kill.
which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And the music, of course, was pretty good. And, I mean, do you do spoilers on the show?
I think we could spoil
Yeah,
one
no one's
man
gonna care about
for us.
this.
Okay. I liked the twist with the chief of police.
The lieutenant guy.
Whatever the fuck he
Oh.
was. Yeah.
I knew that
Ronnie
guy was
Cox.
a bad apple.
Yeah. So that surprised you.
They did surprise me because he seemed like
Wow.
just such a this guy character doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Came back
and
at the end.
he was playing it so straight the entire time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is a stereotypical, like, straight-laced police chief. Like, we've seen this in every stereotypical 80s cop movie.
by the book.
Just screams till he's red in the face.
Yeah. So you expect that guy's going to be above the board. So
Yeah.
the fact that they managed to sideline us with that is pretty cool.
Yep.
But to continue with what Jimmy was saying, the production values in this movie are actually better than I would have expected them to be. And I think that has something to do with Pepsi and Adidas being on every frame in this movie.
and sauce
Yes.
guns.
Yes.
Brought to you by Sauce Guns.
Yeah. I can't believe there was so much Pepsi and Adidas
It's
stuff.
insane for something of not really great quality. Like, you'd expect to see that kind of product placement in something more expensive,
Profitable?
Yeah, that's the best word.
I'm just gonna inject a little favorite part right here because we're
All right.
talking about all this. What is that called?
Product
Product placement.
placement.
Thank you. Talking about this product placement.
It's like people only do things because they get
It's just really sad. There's a scene where there's this big car chase scene, and the car goes like flying off into a giant like Pepsi truck, and all these cans go crazy everywhere. It was a little confusing. I was like, why did they focus on all those cans so much?
Spraying bottles of soda flying
Like,
everywhere.
I eventually couldn't see the car anymore, and all it was shots of
Refreshing Pepsi Cola being sprayed.
and then the next scene starts with our main guy Jake Swan, and he comes in and he picks up a bottle of orange slice off the ground, opens it, drinks a little bit, swishes it around his mouth, spits it out, just throws the bottle on the ground.
Why?
Fucking loved it.
Because that's the most badass thing you can do in the moment.
So is
So
Slice a
ridiculous.
Pepsi product then?
I would assume Orange Slice is part of the Pepsi brand.
They still make Slice?
I think so.
Yeah, I've seen it around.
I thought some of the dialogue in this movie was pretty decent. It felt natural on occasion,
Yeah.
which is something that I have to give it as a credit because it's more than we get for most movies.
Yeah.
Although, like, some of the story, like you said, was super convoluted, and I could get my head around how they got from A to B, but it was like suspending a lot of disbelief and just need for logic. So yeah, some of the writing was pretty decent.
But yeah, I mean, I don't feel the need to apply logic when watching movies like this. I don't know. It didn't ask for me.
No,
to.
I would
I
agree
want
with Britt.
a little bit.
It was pretty. It moved along. The dialogue moved it along. It wasn't anything. Nothing was really like out of place. There wasn't
There you
anything in the movie where I was like, what? Why?
Yeah, there weren't a lot.
Because
of
I was
what the
looking.
fuck
I was
moments.
looking for failures, and I actually had a hard time with some. I've got a couple, but I actually had a hard time finding some failures.
Yep.
I have one huge failure.
Brittany really wants to talk about what's wrong with this movie.
Yeah, I know. I could see it on her face. She wants to go into what's wrong. I know Jimmy said he was struggling. Brittany, what do you have to say bad about this movie?
There's too many cooks.
Yep.
No, there's too many bad guys in this movie. I found myself being confused every like 20 minutes or so about who he was pursuing and for which crime.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was like, which mustached exotic guy is he going to beat up today?
Yeah, I was having a real hard time keeping track of the villains in this movie.
I agree.
I was like, so are they even like related? Are they like bad guy friends? Is this one's boss? Like, I don't get it.
I feel like he just kept climbing up the bad guy ladder and just eventually made
Well,
it
that's
to the
funny
top.
because he actually did climb a ladder
To chase a
to
bad
get the
guy.
main bad guy.
The biggest bad guy of them all.
It's true. Several ladders, actually.
It's very true. Good call. Good call.
Yeah, I just thought that was a little confusing for a moment.
Okay.
And you know what to go along with that? For as many bad guys as this movie has, Goon Game Week.
Wicked Week.
Okay, so
Wicked.
at one point in the movie, I was like, the Goon Game is pretty strong. And this was at the point where we had that awesome club battle,
Yeah.
and there was that, like, safari tour guy being whipped around on a chain.
Guy Ledouche.
Yeah,
That
Ski.
was like a Steven Seagal like esque fight scene,
Yeah.
where one dude just goes into a place and then fucks up a bunch of other guys. Like, I thought that was what the movie was going to be like from then on.
Yeah.
Was just him wrecking rooms of like 25 dudes.
Well, that happened a little bit. I mean, he was pretty reckless. I liked it. But no, I agree. I was excited for the Goon Game to come, and it never came.
Yeah, we got a taste of Goon. We got concentrated Goon Game in that one scene.
Yeah.
And then
sample of
it was
Goon.
just all out the window after that.
Yeah, agreed. So I'm going to actually scratch the Goon Game strong to Goon Game weak. And that's a failure. Jimmy, what else? Do you have anything?
I do. All right, so I thought the blood could have been better. The blood all looked like fucking Frank's Red Hot, honestly.
It
Yes.
did. It was all like 2 drips.
Yeah, it wasn't good. And
there's
then
Tabasco overflow.
I thought that the kid Ronnie was a shitty actor and had no point in this movie at all, other than when Jake had some spare time, he taught him how to box, and then he beat up some drug dealers.
Talking about Ronnie, the 42-year-old boy.
Yeah,
Yes, Ronnie is the son of his murdered partner. So after his partner died,
Obviously.
he
just
steps
becomes
in.
he becomes new daddy.
He becomes new dad. Ronnie's got a big problem with new dad, and then all of a sudden he's like, you know what? I love new dad.
That was another thing I didn't understand the transition of their relationship.
He said he was sorry, and
At
then it was
first,
fine.
he like screamed at him for smoking weed, and then there was one montage of them like kicking a fucking punching bag
they
together.
bonded over that.
And then
bean
later he
bag.
was like beating up his own friends that he was like hanging out with earlier. I don't know,
did,
it's
he
weird.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he
yeah, they were a bad crowd. Jake didn't like Ronnie hanging out with that crowd.
It was a
and,
leap.
and
Smoking
Ronnie
dope.
had a change conscience, and he got away from the drug dealers. Drug dealers didn't like it. They were picking fight with Ronnie, but they didn't know. They didn't know Ronnie had been training with Jake. All right,
It's
Kick
true.
all
and he
their
kicked all
asses.
3 of their asses by himself.
He did. It took him a bit, but he got
But
it
he's
there.
still a fucking pointless character. in
That's
my
how I
opinion.
like to end a friendship.
with a nice karate, sweet chin music.
Beating people into submission.
That should be
And
a way
it's
to end a
over.
friendship. Actually, you should have to like Like, we shouldn't be friends anymore.
Yeah.
And then you fight.
fight
and then
to
you
the
fight
death.
to see who won the friendship.
Yeah.
You have a sanctioned kickboxing.
That's a great idea. Like if the other person's, or maybe they're like, no, I'm not ready to not be friends with you anymore, and they're like, all right, I guess we're gonna have to fight it out.
Kumite.
And then the person who wins, obviously gets their way. So if you were looking to break up with your friend and you win, then it's over. But if they win, then you have to be their friends.
It's a life of friend servitude if you lose the match.
You can only call one match every 10 years.
I do have one other gripe, was that which I honestly don't know if it's a gripe or if I like it, but I'm just going to go with gripe because it feels right. Every line of this movie is a cliche.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to do this by the book. We're going to throw the book at him. Make sure you...
Should have joined the circus.
Except for those lines. His one-liners after kicking somebody's ass were the most baffling thing ever.
They were awful.
The truck got caught on fire or whatever, and he was like, should have brought marshmallows.
Yes, that was going to be my transition into favorite parts, which is my favorite part is when he said, damn, I forgot to bring my marshmallows.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
After he saw a car explode.
Well, that was my last gripe, was all the cliched lines.
The cliches in this movie are on par with a parody action movie on The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Yes.
I never understood. They never made movies. Whenever I watched The Simpsons or whatever, and they showed a parody of an action movie, I was like, they never made movies like that. And then I saw this, and I
You
said,
should have backed us up, Chief.
Yeah, 1989 was a real special time for these types of movies. I feel like there's a lot of buddy cop movies that have come out, and just cop movies are becoming the new thing. And this brand of it just started to trickle down into the really independent and the really low budget. And this is actually a pretty high budget, low budget movie because think about it, Samurai Cop was the same time.
Yep.
Kind of a similar thing here going on, but
Was it the year they threw Logic out the window?
yes, that was the one. 89. We don't need to think about anything.
actually, that's a good point. I do have one kind of a failure. I think our friend Jake Swan could have used a buddy.
Yeah.
I think he needed a partner.
Yeah,
I think
killed
that's
him, right?
That's something that they've always gone with in cop movies.
Well, I
is
mean,
there's a
that
partner
was
to
the
bounce
thing.
off
His
of.
partner died, and he was avenging his death.
They
He can't just replace.
Yeah, what if you got
his
a new
partner?
partner?
They
No,
sacrificed
but
him to
see-
jumpstart the plot.
No, see, he had to do this on his own.
Yeah. So you appreciated him being a solo act?
Well, it was called fucking
One Man
Air Force
Force.
One.
You know
or
what?
whatever.
That's a good point. I
Man
retract
Force
it.
One?
Man Force
Man Force One.
Man Force. It's one man force. And yeah, I guess it would have defeated the purpose if he had a nice little buddy.
Well, if he had survived long enough to do a sequel, it could have been two-man force, and then he could have gotten a sassy partner.
Oh, that would have been great. And they're still vengeancing
To this day.
to this very, very day. All right, who's got a favorite part they want to talk about?
Oh, I got to.
I even get a favorite part.
All right, Jimmy, give us your favorite part.
I've got 4 of them. Can
You
I
got
do that?
4? Yeah.
All right,
you're allowed
good.
to.
All right, number 1. His fridge and Pepsi fridge rage.
Okay, yes. So fridge rage.
Well, all right, we'll condense it to just fridge rage.
Yes, I would say, the first fridge rage.
Yeah.
I wanna
Rager.
All right, Eric.
Fridge rage. He just got so pissed off he picked up a fridge and charged into people with
Well,
it.
this was after his partner had been shot by a shotgun, and
Using it as a shield from gunfire.
and there's this big shootout in a fridge factory / a waste factory, like
A fridge waste factory.
like poison gas and fridges, they all go to the same place.
Yeah.
And there's this big shootout there, and then his partner gets shot. He freaks out and then picks up an entire fridge and uses it as a shield as he runs it into one of the bad guys. Gotta say, one of my favorite parts as well, Jimmy.
And
Number 2.
this is- if you
go
don't
ahead,
mind if I
Eric.
cut in real quick. This is what had motivated us to watch the movie
Yes.
for the podcast, because one night a couple of months ago we popped this on and we were like, oh, let's just watch something shitty for fun. And then we got about 10 minutes in, we were like, no, we got to save it.
Yeah, Jimmy was over here for that too. Instead, we switched to Samurai Cop, oddly enough, without even actually really
Well,
knowing.
I'm
what we
glad
were
that
doing.
you guys watched this with me because I had mentioned I wanted to be here, and Tom was intentionally trying to break my heart and telling me that he was going to watch it without me. So
No, he said he was going to watch GoldenEye without you.
Correct.
no, he's talked about whatever. Anyways,
Number 2 on
number
Jimmy's
2,
list.
the clean desk wipe.
Oh,
When he wiped the lieutenant's desk off completely clean. Usually you see a desk wipe, there's still a little trinket hanging out on there.
Some
You don't
papers.
get everything. No, this was Jake is just an efficient man, and he
No
is
stragglers.
accurate, and yeah.
Yeah, he had 42 inches worth of bicep to work with.
No,
Right.
he had way more than that.
Wait, how much?
He was so enraged.
He had 21-inch biceps.
yeah, he had 42 inches worth of biceps.
Oh, I gotcha.
Basically, every time, all my favorite parts are just when Jake was raging about something.
That's pretty
Number
much the
three.
highlight.
Number 3 was the whole truck on the mountainside scene that ended in the explosion. I thought that was impressive.
Oh, okay.
I like things like that, where guys are hanging out of vehicle windows trying to survive.
Yeah, that was
and beating the shit out of somebody at the same time.
I missed that part, sadly.
That was a great car chase scene where we had our Jake Swan hanging on the side of a car, strangling the driver. One of those exotic mustache men I talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Who seemingly
Him and his twin brother.
Yeah. No, there's triplets. No, the other, yeah. And
Twins, they're triplets, man.
he's strangling him through, hanging on to the outside of the window. Fantastic stuff. Great stunt work.
And my last favorite, and I'm sure we're all in agreement here, the end when the main big bad guy hangs in the rope and he swings into the fire. I think we all agree on that.
I think
Yeah.
so. We had to rewind it once.
Yeah.
That's a truly great 80s bad guy death.
That was really good.
Yeah.
So does he fall from the top of a billboard?
So,
After
He was
being
climbing the
chased
corporate
up there?
ladder. And he fell.
that's exactly while being berated by Jake the whole time.
I keep wanting to call him Lyle.
Me
Alzado.
too.
So bad.
I have to take
Because
a second.
they're the same person.
I can't. Well, they did play
I was
on
gonna
the
say
same.
he got chased by Lyle.
They did play on the same 1982 championship Raiders team, I think. So that's interesting, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Oh, cool. We're all excited about it. Fantastic. So those are some solid favorite parts. So, and if anyone would like to expand on them or add to them, we can absolutely do that.
I was going to explain the Burning Man, but
Yeah, please
it's
do.
just ridiculous.
All right, then no need.
I did appreciate that they had their shady business deal at the foundry that's always on fire. I guess what it was.
Oh,
like-
yeah, the scrapyard.
The scrapyard.
Yeah,
It's
where did the
constantly
fire
actually on
come
fire.
from?
It was
It
the
was
gas
just
works.
a room
From
full of
waste work.
fire
Yeah.
that he swung into and then was magically engulfed.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
That's the one.
Okay.
Where else are you going to have a business deal?
I have a kind of... I didn't have any favorite parts, but I have one line that comes pretty close.
Okay.
It was when that guy had the lady after... who was the kid?
Ronnie?
After Ronnie drove the tank in.
Uh-huh.
Where the fuck did that come from?
Oh, yep.
And then one of the last goon had the gun to the lady's head, and he was like, "Drop your gun, asshole!" And the lady gets it. And I was like, "Don't you mean or?
Yeah,
You're
well-
a terrible goon.
Wait a minute.
You fired.
Goon Game Week.
Yeah, definitely weak. Definitely weak.
Fucking goons can't even get your line straight."
What I really liked about the whole like end scene where the whole the big bad guy in the fire pendulum is the seemingly watching it. It was he was trying to lure this guy into this scrapyard area, and he just goes in there and he just sets up a briefcase under like a shining light, and all of a sudden this big bad corporate guy comes walking around, and it just made me laugh to think about how you could lure a businessman bad guy and just by like a briefcase being around like that, like that's the cheese at the end of the tunnel.
Just open the briefcase.
Yeah.
Set it out. Curiosity will win.
Always does. Any other favorite parts, Eric?
I do have one last favorite part. Most of the ones I had were already covered. But I appreciated that for a good portion of this movie, Jake Swan is trying to be stealthy. This is a 7-foot, like 280-pound man who is just like hunching down and trying to pretend that he's being stealthy. And it always seems like in every scene, people are just looking directly at him.
Yeah. Oh, he's a hard to miss, which is what this movie should have been called. I'm gonna wrap up favorite parts if we don't have any more with the opening bits to this movie, because as soon as you hit play, this movie sets the mood, and you get a really cool song and title sequence, and then like when the movie actually starts, it just starts with a car like whipping around the corner, just crashing through boxes.
Gets a box stuck under the cage.
Exactly.
Undercarriage there.
It starts at a real high level, and then I think it just kind of stays there, which is pretty cool.
It sets a nice pace right from the start, I agree.
It does. It puts you in the right space for watching the movie, because it starts with like a fake scene, like they're cops and they're like practicing, but they don't let you know that right away. So it kind of looks like, and then it loosens you up, and then you're off. And I liked it.
I really wish this movie was called Hard to Miss. Because then we could watch it with Hard to Kill and Hard Target and
Oh
a
my
three
God.
pack.
There's
and
nothing
then-
stopping us from doing it.
And then watching 3 the hard way.
Hard.
Yep. And okay, it's time to rate. So let's rate it then.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with.
Yeah,
fuck
I'm gonna
you.
have to give it an unfortunate fuck off.
Oh my god, my fucking father.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck yeah! All right, guys, let's rate One Man Force from 1989 with, what's this guy's name?
John Matuszak.
John Matuszak. I keep that last name is hard to remember, and he's not Lyle Alzado, so I got to remember that too.
Yes, he is.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. He is Lyle Alzado. Okay, so who wants to start by rating the movie? Who'd like to do it?
I can go.
Eric, let's do it.
I'm going to give this a fuck yes.
Okay.
It wasn't, a perfect movie, but I enjoyed it quite a bit. And I'd say if I had the right person in mind for this, I'd say, you know what, you probably like this a lot. This is actually what I imagined Destroyer was going to be before we popped it in.
Yes.
Because I saw the cover and I was like, I bet that's just like a big, beefy, good guy anti-hero that just happens to have a jackhammer as a weapon. And it turned out to be a much different movie. But this is actually kind of delivered what I was expecting to see Lyle Alzado doing in that movie.
Yeah.
So I like that a lot. And just tonally and like direction-wise, this kind of reminded me of like a really good episode of Miami Vice. Okay. like a solid episode. And incidentally, our boy John Matuszak appeared with Red Brown in an episode of Miami Vice called Viking Bikers from Hell. And I distinctly remember this episode because it was fucking awesome. And I'm going to go home and watch it when we're done here.
Fucking right.
Awesome.
Jimmy, what about you? What do you want to give this movie on the fuck scale, which right?
Do we need to explain it for Jimmy?
No, I just needs to have the word fuck in it, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm just going to say it was fucking gnarly, dude.
Okay. All right. Why fucking gnarly?
I thought there was some pretty gnarly parts in the movie, man. Car chase, the swinging fireman.
Man.
Swinging fire,
Dude,
man.
Holy Mountain changed you. I don't know what happened.
What?
Holy
Why?
Mountain.
Do you want to talk about Holy Mountain now? Is that what you're saying?
God damn it, Tom!
No, I just said it changed
All right,
you.
well,
It changed you.
this is so Holy Mountain is
Look what you've done.
That's not my fault.
No, that one's your fault.
No, I'm not going to take responsibility for that.
I'm
Brittany,
going
what
to
are you
give this movie a fucking fine.
Okay.
Because
fine.
I felt like me and this movie just didn't
Get along?
Our timing was bad.
Oh, it was like a
just
bad
wasn't
date?
time for us. I would just be like really bored, and then I would look at my phone for like 30 seconds, and then like something amazing would happen. Like that car drove off a cliff and like exploded. And then at the last part, that guy like swung from a rope and caught on fire. And I was like, every time I glance away because this movie is boring me to tears, something amazing happens. And I just fucking not pleased with it.
Gotta be patient. But that's still a pretty good rating considering how you're feeling about it, I think. Which is pretty good. It's pretty good. So that's
it wasn't terrible.
No.
It was fine.
It was like a bad date, but it wasn't awful. Like you go on a date and you're like, I don't think I like you like that, but we could be friends.
And we got unlimited breadsticks.
Yeah, because everyone goes to the Olive Garden on their first
On a bad date, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant every first date goes to the Olive Garden.
I thought every date went to Olive Garden.
Breadsticks make friends.
I think I've only been in an Olive Garden once in my life. To be honest.
Yeah,
I
me
think
too.
So,
Yeah.
and I hated it.
It was awful.
Olive Garden was
It's
terrible.
like same thing with Red Lobster.
It is to Italian food what Taco Bell is to Mexican food.
I give
Except I want to eat Taco Bell.
exactly.
And
I
at
want-
Taco Bell, they don't make you sit down and pretend you're having real, authentic taco food.
Yeah, they don't.
That's right. Taco food.
They don't claim that they send their chefs to Mexico to learn how to make a cheesy gordita crunch.
That's true.
Whereas I believe Olive Garden claims that they send their chefs over to Italy.
Yes.
Which is the biggest sack of shit I've
All
ever
of this riveting information.
They claim to send them to Mexico to make
We're blowing
Italian
this
food.
thing wide open.
But I'm gonna have to continue on with finishing.
And let
the
me
rating.
tell you,
finishing my rating for One Man Force, which is also going to be a fuck yes. I really liked this movie. It was a lot of fun. I think I'm definitely going to recommend this to somebody. Would recommend it to someone. And I think I'm going to recommend this to Brian Party.
Oh, yeah,
I think this is right up his street. He'd love something like this. So I would definitely recommend this. And I had a great time watching it. And I'd definitely watch it again. And I'm glad I bought it at the Rainham Flea.
I think it was a solid grab.
Yeah, thank you. Solid
The
grab.
Random Flea Market is a special place.
Yeah, Random Flea is also where I found Night Trap. I bought this on the same day that I bought Night Trap on Sega CD.
We got a lot of winners there.
It's a great day. Oh, it was a great day.
Yeah.
And we also got Breathing Fire in the same format as this disc, so that would be our third copy of Breathing Fire.
We're just going to buy every copy of Breathing Fire.
Definitely don't buy churros if you ever go there.
They're
Because they're
awful.
antique and they don't tell you that.
Yeah, you went to the antique churro shop. That was your problem.
I'm pretty sure they just chopped up a broomstick and put it on the plate.
Covered it in like cinnamon and just served it.
No, sawdust.
Eric and I went
The
directly
soggy
from eating
broomstick
churros
handle.
to getting fucking false teeth put in.
Yeah. Well, we needed the false teeth put in so we could eat the corn dog to fix the churro problem.
Oh, gotta love that random flea. Any final thoughts on One Man Force or, frankly, Olive Garden?
Fuck Olive Garden.
Yeah,
dude.
I give Olive Garden a fuck you.
Hear your family.
Is it as bad as Chili's though?
Well, I can't get the brass and tack burrito.
Tom hates
at Olive
Chili's
Garden.
disproportionately so.
No, I've always hated Chili's, and then
That's true. I think ever since I've known Tom, I think he's hated Chili's.
And
I
then,
know, but
and then
it
this
doesn't.
happens.
It doesn't deserve the hate that it gets.
Yes, it
It's not
does.
that. I mean, all right. So as you
All
guys,
right, so let's bust this
as
wide
you
open.
guys-
Go, Jimmy, go.
I would go to a Chili's before I went to an Applebee's.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but that's not saying
I would too.
I would go to a
The
Chili's
Chili's
before I went
too.
to a 99.
The
to be
Chili's
honest.
too in Minneapolis Airport has a special place in my heart.
I've eaten at that
because,
Chili's.
Yeah, because I think I ate there with you.
Did we eat there?
I believe so. Wait, no. Why would we have been flying? No, it wasn't me. I wouldn't have flown to that part of the country with you. That doesn't make any sense.
No, but I have been to that Chili's.
Yeah, no. So anytime I had to fly to the West Coast, I would have a layover in Minnesota because I'd fly Delta, and I'd stop at that Chili's every time.
Yeah, Chili's, the Delta of restaurants.
Exactly.
I love Delta. Okay.
All right. Well, I'm not going to bust this wide open. We can,
All right. Let's talk about Delta Airlines.
no, we're not.
Keep Delta under.
Let me
wraps.
tell you.
No, Chili's the worst.
No,
Chili's is the second worst in front of Applebee's.
I think Chili's is better than the 99.
Whoa!
All right, now you're being a bitch.
I'm gonna go out there and
Okay.
say it.
Holy shit.
Sorry.
But it's the 99 Restro. Great meal, great deal.
Their chicken is like mystery now.
No, it's not. It's not a
Are they-
mystery to me.
are
Well,
That's
I
what it
mean,
is.
where have you been going? If you're going to the North Attleboro one, don't go there.
It's a sponge-
There's
it's a sponge-
something going on there because
It's the sponge
it got
of
to the
chicken.
point where whenever I ate at the North Attleboro one, I would have horrible stomach pains.
This
go
is useless to our
Go,
listeners.
go to Foxborough. Get the boneless buffaloes. Get the extra
Don't
large
do
order.
it. It's a sponge.
It's good.
I love that. Just
Get
like our
a big
California listeners are sitting out
22
taking furious notes.
22
If I go to
ounce.
North Attleboro, don't go to the 99.
All right,
Don't-
fucking take us down.
All right, we're wrapping it
No,
up
wait.
here.
I have something else to say.
Okay, finally, one final thought from
I
Jimmy.
love Froyo.
Tom, I've given some serious thought
Okay.
to your offer.
Which offer?
I am definitely going to join you guys full time.
What? The
Wait,
question
what?
stands. What offer?
Right here, this offer you sent me in the mail.
That's
Oh, yeah, that's right. You sent him an offer in an envelope. You're
Oh,
full.
that's right. Oh shit! I tried to send $10 back to us, but it didn't work.
So I'll see
binding
you.
agreement.
I'll see you Monday morning.
Monday morning.
At 8:30 a.m. sharp.
oh, good. 'cause
Yeah,
that's
those-
when we start.
That's when you guys. I know you guys do production all week.
All
These
day.
episodes take 50 hours a week, by the way.
All
Full-time
day,
job.
every day.
One movie a week, full-time job.
400 man hours per episode.
Exactly. Easily.
Yeah.
We're all putting in full-time work here.
Yeah.
We're all getting paid handsomely, I must say. It's great for us. But, yeah, no, I'm going to take us out because it's over now.
But it's done, been over.
It's been cooked. So, yeah, we watched...
Wait. Can we talk about Bennigan's now?
No Bennigan. We don't even have Bennigans around here.
Yeah, but there was one in Florida.
Yeah, well, no, fuck that. So we watched One Man Force from 1989. I had a great time.
Wait, what about Chicago Uno Pizzeria Bar and Grill?
I hate Uno. Get rid of it.
I go to Chili's before I went to an Uno.
I would also agree making Chili's the third worst.
Those pizza skins, though, gotta love them.
Oh, that's true.
Wait a minute.
Take us out.
Wait,
Hurry,
what
run.
about TGI Fridays?
TJ Fridays doesn't even, I don't know.
TGI Fridays and Ruby Tuesdays and Chili's are like at the top of my.
Oh, that was my
fucking
next one.
Chain.
No, Ruby Tuesday is probably the better of the chain restaurants, and we can all agree on that, right? It's
I
a
don't-
tier one
Wait.
chain.
All right.
There are restaurants that aren't Chuck E. Cheese.
No, actually, this whole thing's been a lie.
Okay, good. Just making sure.
So
all right, I'm all out of chain restaurants, so you can close out now.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to close this out. If you'd like more information on Second Class
Wait, I
Cinema,
got one
you
more.
can head
No,
on
I'm just
Facebook, Facebook.com/Second Class
Red
Cinema.
Robin.
No.
Oh, we forgot Red Robin, dude.
fucking Red Robin kid. We forgot it.
Wait, what about California Pizza Kitchen?
All right, if you all right.
I'm so sorry.
So you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn
And I'm
Radio,
banned again for another 4 months.
secondclasscinema.com, and followingfilms.com. Subscribe, email, download, have fun on Twitter.
Have
Love you guys.
fun.
Yeah, okay, thanks, Jimmy.
Wait, what about Papa John's?
That doesn't count.